What up, donkeys? JackAce here with JackAce.com, and we're here with another roulette system. This one is called HOPSCOTCH, and I've actually reviewed this before, but we're going to do this really quickly on the app, and then we're going to jump into the simulator where I simulate this strategy. This one was originally rated an A grapefruit by CEG, and I'll show you why. This is a really good low limit system. You start with $100, and that is actually 20 bullets where you can get something going. This is a really low limit system. The starting bet is $5. When you win that, you parlay that into a $10 bet. When you win that second level, you win another $5, and you put that into an even money bet. And when that wins, you parlay that $10 win into two $10 bets, and you can continue to increase your bets however high you want to. Let's go ahead and get started with this system. So to bet this system, you're going to start off with a $5 even money bet. We are going to bet on black. Why?
Always bet on black.
So let's go ahead and spin.
No more bets.
That's a loss. When you lose, you just start over at square one and bet a $5 even money bet. So we're going to hit rebet and respin.
No more bets.
And you can change the even money bet that you want to bet on. Here, I'm just going to keep betting on black, just to keep it consistent, just to keep it easy. So now that we won that $5, we're going to bet two $5 bets on 2 dozens.
No more bets.
You're covering 24 numbers here, and when you win $5 or half of your bet. So that's a win. That's a $5 win. So now we take $10 and we put that on another even money bet. Here we're going to bet on black again. Easy moneymaker, right? So we've won 10, and now we bet 2 $10 bets on 2 dozens.
No more bets.
And that's a win. So after that $10 win, you can either continue to bet at this level, 2 $10 bets, or you can increase to 15, which is what I'm going to do here.
No more bets.
15 on an even money bet, or just continue those 2 dozens at 10. So here we actually lost, and that would have won if we bet the 2 dozens, but that's okay. We have taken some profit. We were able to take $10 of profit, and now we're going to spin.
No more bets.
We're back down to level 1. That's a win, so we increase again to 5 and 5. So we did start with 20 bullets, but if you're able to progress through that second level, you will pocket some of the profits. And as you can see now, we are higher than our starting point. And now we're going to bet $10 on black.
No more bets.
That's another win. And we go to 10 and 10 on these 2 dozens.
No more bets.
And that's a loss. So even though we do get whacked at this higher level, we do have a profit at this point. And we're going to drop back down to $5.
No more bets.
That's a loss.
No more bets.
So obviously the trick with this system is to get the ball rolling and start taking some profits on those higher levels. We are currently even, and we have to reset to step 1.
No more bets.
And that's a loss.
No more bets.
Let's try to get the ball rolling maybe 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll jump into the simulator. That's a win at tier 1. For this system, you have an expected loss of 14 cents on a single zero wheel and 26 cents on a double zero wheel. 5 and 5. Let's spin. That's another win, $5 there. If you enjoy systems such as this, you should go to my website, JackAce.com. There I have over 250 systems. You can sort it by my rating. You can sort it by CEG's rating. You can sort it by buy-in, by the average bet size, and hopefully you can find a system that works for you. I also have a bunch of roulette tools on my website. One is called the Roulette Bet Analyzer. There you can enter your roulette bets. It'll show you how much you're gonna win or lose on each number, how much equity per spot you have, how much your expected loss is gonna be, how much in comp value you have per spin is. And there you'll also see a graph of all your bets sorted by worst losers to your highest winners. And now we jump to $10 on black.
No more bets.
That's a $10 win, and now we go 10 and 10.
No more bets.
On the 2 dozens. Whack.
No more bets.
Let's maybe try one more progression.
No more bets.
It's not good when you're just hitting reds.
No more bets.
That's a win. We're gonna go 2 bets of 5.
No more bets.
And that's a whack. So what up, donkeys? I'm here in the Roulette Simulator, and I have a test to perform a simulation on HOPSCOTCH. I realize this is code, and maybe you guys don't read code, but hopefully this code is easy to understand. Here we are configuring a simulation with 10,000 trials, and we are trying to go from $100 to, let's make this 200, basically doubling our bankroll. We're using a 00 wheel. And we are defining all of the betting tiers. That's what is here. It's about 6 or 7 different betting tiers. So here's the first betting tier defined here. You are betting on 18 numbers. You are betting on black, and you're putting $5 on black. And if you win more than $0, you go to the next betting sequence. You go to the next tier, and that is defined here, where you bet 2 bets on the 12 number bets, dozen 2 and dozen 3, the second and third dozen. And if you win more than $0, you go to the next tier, which is tier 2. If you do anything else, you're going to drop back down to tier 0, which is the first tier where you bet $5 on black. So this is how all the betting tiers are defined. Here's the third betting tier where you bet $10 on black. If you win, you go to the next betting tier. If you lose, you go to square one. So let's go ahead and run this. This is basically what we were doing in the Roulette Royale app, just manually, but now it's all done for us. And I'm going to run this test. I'm going to run this simulation. This is going through 10,000 different trials. And of those 10,000 trials, we were successful in 2,400 of them. And we failed in around 7,600 of them for a success rate of around 24%. So we doubled our bankroll about a quarter of the time, a little bit less than a quarter of the time. For all of our trials, we averaged around 100 spins, 101, 102 spins. When we were successful, we only needed around 75 spins. When we were unsuccessful, we needed around 110 spins. And here we can take a look at one of those trials. So in this trial, we were successful. We hit our threshold of $200. This last column is the bankroll. So we got to as high as $205. So you can see we started out with a bet on black, $5. We won. And then we bet $10 on the 2 dozens, which is 13 through 36. That was successful, and we won $5. And then we bet on black again here and lost $10. So you can see we are going through all of the steps. This column here where it says next, that is the next tier that we're going to. We started at 0, we went to 1, we went to 2, and then we lost, so we dropped down to tier 0, or the first tier. And as you can see, we got as high as the 8th tier, that's tier sequence 7. And for this tier, we just keep betting this same bet over and over until we lose. but we never lost. We just kept winning. We won $20 at a time. So that is 10,000 trials, and this is one of the trials that we're looking at here. It would be too much data to see all 10,000 trials, obviously. But let's run this a couple of times and see if we get similar results. So here we have a success rate of 24%. Let's try it again. Still getting a success rate of 24%. This is very accurate in terms of our expected loss. We would expect to lose 5.26% of all money wagered, and that's what we're seeing here. We bet around $9.5 million and we lost $500,000 over those 10,000 trials. But in this example, this is a losing trial. We got as high as tier 5 and then we lost $30 there. But we never seemed to get on a good run. We just kept getting whacked and starting over from square zero. And that's what you would expect when you fail 75% of the time. You just don't get the ball rolling and you slowly drain your money from the $100 down to zero. And that's what happened here. Let's try it another time. Again, we're only successful around 24% of the time. Again, we're losing 5.26% of all money wagered. And that's what we would expect. So now what happens if we change this to single zero? Let's run this. We would expect our overall loss to improve to 2.7%, and that's what we see here. And our successes go up from 24% to around 34, 35%. So a very significant jump in our success rate just by subtracting one of those zeros from the wheel. Here we're looking at one trial and we can see that we went bust. We never got higher than 100, our starting bankroll. And let's try this a couple of times as well. Again, somewhere between 34 and 35% success rate. Here our actual loss is very close to 2.7%. And win or lose, it does take a very long time to either go bust or double your bankroll. Here we're looking still at around 110 spins per trial. I've added some more information to the debugging output here. I added the color of what we spun. I've added the bet amount in this column, this fourth column here. But I think you can see what's going on, right? We started with $100. We won the first bet, $5 on black, and then we bet $10 on 2 dozens, but we hit the first dozen here. And then we bet $5 again on black. We won. Bet $10 on 2 dozens. We hit the second dozen, so we won 5. And then we went back to $10 on black and lost that bet. So we had to go to tier 0 or the first tier. That's what this next 0 stands for here. So you can see the simulator is working. The simulator is betting according to what we have defined for this system. And this is what you would expect if you were trying to double your bankroll. So if we change the winning threshold to 160 instead of 200 and we go back to 00, let's run this. Before we were successful 24% of the time. Now we are successful 38% of the time because we have a much lower threshold for trying to win. Let's try it a couple more times. That was 38%, and this is 38% as well, 37.88. And what does this look like for single zero? I think we were getting 38, 39% for that. Now it goes up to 48%. It seems like going from 00 to single zero improves by about 10%. And going from trying to win 100% of your bankroll to only winning 60% of your bankroll, that improves it by around 10% as well. What happens if we only try to win $25? And let's look at 00. So here we are successful around 61% of the time. And when we're successful, it only takes around 24 spins to hit our goal. And what if we change this to single zero? Now we're successful 69%. Nice. So 00 is around 61, 62% success rate. And single zero is around 69 to 70% success rate. And what happens if we try to go to 1,000? We try to 10x our bankroll. How often are we successful there? We were actually never successful. What if we tried just 5x? we are only successful around 1.4% of the time. So yeah, this system is not going to be a big money maker. I think all systems, if you try to 5x your bankroll, you're not going to have a very high success rate. So anyway, those are some of the changes that I've made to the Roulette Simulator. So let me know what you think of my simulator so far. What features would you like to see? Of course, I'm still working on a UI for it, and probably it will be a couple of months before I'm able to get this out on the mobile platforms. I'm trying to get this out for iOS and Android. So there you have it. You saw me play a couple of rounds of this system. I only lost $20, and that's a pretty good result considering how many attempts we made at trying to get a run going. You also saw how this system performed in my simulator. Are there other systems you want me to run through my simulator? My simulator is very flexible, so you can increase your bets when you lose a certain amount. You can increase your bets when you win a certain amount. You can increase your bets when you hit certain numbers, or you can change your bets according to what happened on previous spins. Let me know in the comments below. Also join my Discord where you can submit your own roulette systems. I will be reviewing them over the next couple of weeks. If you enjoy content such as this, remember to like and subscribe. Always gamble responsibly. Never play 000 roulette, and peace out, donkeys.